Hey there, this is going to be my review on the SAMA IM01 Pro G, also known as the C version. There's A, B, C. I'm going to have the differences up on the screen right now from another YouTube video I saw. I'm going to have the timestamp show up right now in case you want to jump around in the video. This video is going to be a self-review of the case. I purchased this myself. I didn't get any promotion on this, and this is going to be my first case that I've bought, so hopefully I'll try to go into as much detail as I can and what my thoughts are, and hopefully I don't miss anything. To start off the review, I'm going to try going through all the pros versus the cons. I'll just start off right now. It's a very small medium form factor. It looks very nice with a mesh, especially if you have the side glass panel. It comes with two USB-A, an audio jack, and a USB-C port on the very front panel. It's the best maximum size for the cheapest build. The mesh is good for airflow. We have a mini setup kit that comes with the case. There's an extra storage unit that you can attach to the top if you need to. The rubber feet on the very bottom are very strong, as well as the height's very short. This is the best maximum height for the Micro ATX motherboard. So now I'm going to go into depth and to each one of my points. So we're going to start off with the first one, very small medium form factor. This one's only 26 liters. Which is very small compared to the usual 33 to 30 that you get with most medium form factor small cases. So in terms of fitting a Micro ATX motherboard inside a case as optimally as possible, this is probably going to be one of the best ones in my opinion. Up next, now we have it looks nice. It looks very nice. It's very sleek compared to the other cases I was looking at, which would be, if you're curious, the John's Bow D30, Game Max Spark, which is one I couldn't really find much of, Cooler Master Q300L V2, InWin A3, Fractile Design Meshify 2 Mini, Silverstone GD11, Montech Sky 1 Mini, and then out of those, the SAMA IM01 Pro was the smallest and probably the best looking out of the smallest. So that's why I chose that one. For the front panel, the main advantage there would be the USB-C port. Having an interchangeable and also convenient port is very useful, and I've been using it a lot, which I would totally recommend looking into. Unfortunately, my motherboard did not have a USB Type E port that I was able to plug it into, so I did have to get an adapter. With the adapter, I just plugged it into a regular USB header on my motherboard, and then it worked perfectly fine. I've been using it ever since. The next pro we have is the mesh, which is just good for airflow. It's pretty fine, but I do feel a lot of air going in and out, so it's not too fine. And it cools down my components pretty well, which generally stay under 60 Celsius. Next, we have the mini setup kit. This included a ton of screws, zip ties, and other things. Additionally, there's the extra storage that you can pop onto the top, which I think looks ugly, but it can be useful if you need the extra space, and I haven't used it since, so I have no opinion on it. Lastly, for the pros, we do have the rubber feet and the height. It's very small. It's smaller than my monitors. And then the rubber feet, I'm not able to move this on my desk at all. If I push it or shove it, it's really, really sturdy. So I'm really happy with how sturdy it is. And yep, that would be it for the pros. Now we're going to go to the cons. So starting off the con list, I'm just going to rapid fire it again, and then we'll go back through each thing. So starting off, we have difficulty with 160mm PSU. Limited GPU size, can't fit 120mm on the front, which inhibits airflow, no place to put hard drive on the backplate, which is advertised as you can see on the screen, lack of space for cables on the backplate as well, and then the logo that can be seen through the glass side panel. So again, I'm going to go in order, so we're going to go back to the 160mm PSU, which I'm actually using. So because of the size, I'm not able to fit a GPU longer than 280mm. The best PSU size for this would be 140mm or less, because then you'd be able to max out the space, which is 355mm, and this would probably be the best setup and probably the smallest case you could possibly do with this. Next up, we have the fact that you can't place a 120mm fan on the front panel, which is advertised. Although you can do this and shove it into place, you cannot get screws into it, so you can't really keep it there. I think you probably get a 90mm one, and I wanted to try, but I haven't done it yet. Next, we have the no space for hard drive on the back plate. It said that you can put one. I've tried numerous times in multiple locations and have asked others for help and can't find where I could possibly put one or shove one. And then you'll see my failed attempt here. And then there's the lack of space for the cables. I don't know where to put these exactly. There's not much room on the back, and it's really tight back there. When I open my case, it kind of bulges open, because I kind of have to shove the cables into the case in order for them to fit at all. And then finally we have the logo, which is SAMA on the front. I covered this with a sticker, which is nice. You can just put a little sticker there instead, and it totally erases it from existence. But that would be annoying if you didn't have a sticker, I guess. Now that we're done with the pros and cons, I'll quickly go over my build. That will be listed on the screen here, but I'll also add my dimensions. So we have my GPU length, which is 235 millimeters by 125 millimeters, and then 46 millimeters, which is going to be the height. And then we have the CPU cooler, which is 154. This is leaning on the max, and it's really close to the glass. I would not recommend anything further than this. And then we have the motherboard, which has to be 243 by 243. I'm pretty sure this is the length that you need, and you can't go any smaller or bigger. I'm not too sure though. I'd look into the page a little bit more for that.